So the GPS sender units, they're obviously available in this country. I mean, they're available from Smiths, they're available from Merlin Motorsport, I think, and they're all very expensive, up to 180 quid. My research showed me that these Chinese ones are exactly the same, as far as I can see. They probably all come out of the same factory. So for 25 quid and a week's wait, you can get one of these from China. Here's the wiring for the GPS sender unit, very straightforward. Red to a switched 12 volt supply, black to earth, and the blue will be fixed to the signal input on the clock. Here are the connection colours for the Carebont Smiths clock. Green is live, so that's connected to a 12 volt fuse supply, switched. Brown is connected to earth via a momentary push button switch. That's used for both programming and trip resets. Red you won't use. Red and white gives the background lighting to the clock, so you connect that to your lights somewhere. Black is your earth. White and black's not used, and then red and blue is what you'll connect to the blue of the GPS sender unit. Everything else means either cutting back or taping off and is not used.
Okay, first thing to do is to set the clock up so it's on the correct pulses for the GPS unit. You do that by you get into this setting mode by turning the clock on while holding in the button. Need more hands than this. Okay, so I was holding the button in while I turned it on, and you get that release come up there, so you release. That goes straight into the setting mode for the pulses. So the blurb for the GPS unit, which is over here at the moment, the blurb for that says that you want to set it at 16,000 for miles per hour. So that means it's expecting 16,000 pulses per mile. I think that's right. Anyway, you need to set this to 16,000. So you do that by various momentary presses of the reset button. And that reset button is the brown wire. All it does is it's a momentary connection to earth on the brown wire out of the clock. So we start with a press. I've actually already set it for 16,000, but we'll go through it. So you can see it starts on the furthest right figure, and that's ready to set now. So each press advances it. Keep momentary presses, advances 0. Okay, then when you've set that one, long press, advances to the next one. Well, we want 0, so long press. Want 0 again, so long press. Now we want 6, so go 16,000. Nearly did it again. Then long press to set it. Then we want 1 here. Short press, long press to set it. And don't forget, you must go all the way through. You can't stop now. You need to set that as a 0, that last figure. So I'm setting that last figure now. And there is PPU set at 16,000. So that clock is now ready to receive the signal and the setup from when we now go to the calibration on the actual GPS unit. Okay, so turn on the clock, and I'll put power to the clock, and we'll go across to the GPS unit here. I'll need them both in view. Right, so what you need to do now, that green light shows it's already got satellite fix, and that's because I've got the satellite, I've got the antenna over there, and it's facing up through the skylight, so it's actually, but you don't want that. So for setting, you now need to press the 2 buttons in the middle here, these 2, long press until you get both lights flashing. Right, that's in setting mode. Now what it tells you to do is to set the clock now to 50 miles an hour. In this setting mode, if you set the clock to 50 miles an hour, whoops, what's happened? Okay, it's dropped out. What's happened there is it's dropped out of settings mode. Okay, so if we put it back in long press, okay, it's actually, as it comes, and if you set up for 16,000 pulses on the clock, then when you turn it on to do the testing, turn it back on again into test mode, it should come out at 50. If it doesn't, you then can use the buttons. They're noted as which are which, down and up. You can use them to set this correctly. So set this, what you're doing is setting this to 50. Okay, that's set to 50. That's now in set mode. And you get out of this, I think it'll come out of it by itself if it's not touched, but you get out of it by both buttons short press. There you go. I didn't press that, it's set itself. So that now is ready to go.